Get Rich Slow with John Wolf. Hey, today I want to go over what kind of questions you should be asking before you choose your real estate agent. I'm going to read through a list of the probably 11 most important questions, and then we're going to talk about it together a little bit, all right? So the first thing you should ask your real estate agent is, do you own a home? Second thing is you should ask them when they are available to go look at homes with you or when they'll be available to chat with you. I'm talking about like daily schedule. You should ask them what type of homes they specialize in. You should ask them what area they specialize in. You should ask if you'll just be working with them or if they're part of a team you're going to spend a lot of time working with. And if they are a team, who's going to be your primary contact? You should really ask them how many transactions they've done in the last 12 months so you have an idea of if they're doing a lot. And you could also ask what type of transactions those were. You should also ask for a referral, a previous client who they worked with who hopefully is going to be willing to say great things about them because they did a great job. Absolute must, you should ask for their license number and you should actually look it up to make sure that they are licensed and that there are no disputes or anything going on. You should ask them how many clients they're actively searching with right now. Hopefully the answer isn't just you, but hopefully they're not helping so many people that they're not going to be able to do a great job for you. You should ask them if they're going to require you to sign a buyer compensation agreement, which is an agreement that you're going to pay them when you buy the house, and it's a contract that you're working together. And then the last one is you should ask them if the seller is not willing to pay their compensation, if you as the buyer are going to pay the realtor's standard compensation. That doesn't happen in a lot of normal transactions, but there are edge cases where that's certainly a thing. So, okay, let's go back. So why is it important that your real estate agent owns a home? Well, I'm not trying to look down on any real estate agents who are just starting out so they can't already own a home. But, realistically, you want somebody who has been in the same place as you. You want somebody who has put their own investments and their own money where their mouth is as far as, their own occupation. Would it seem kind of weird if you were buying a car from a car salesman who just never used cars? I mean, that'd be odd, right? Anyways, the next one that's really important is number 2, what is their ability to show you homes? So most real estate agents are running around showing homes to buyers sort of all the weekend. But there are some real estate agents out there, they're usually well established in the industry and they don't want to, disrupt family time, who actually don't work on the weekend. And if you're someone who works all week and can only look at homes in the weekend, that's going to be a problem for you. So that's something you should at least discuss. You should always understand what kind of homes the real estate agent specializes in. Have they already been a contractor so they're going to be great if you're looking at homes that need a lot of work, but they're like normal single family. If you want to look at investment properties, you should probably be working with a real estate agent who specializes in that and probably has their own investment properties. So they might be able to help you a little bit with landlord-tenant questions. If you're looking for a property out in the countryside, you want to work with a real estate agent who knows about well and septic. And then the same thing sort of goes with what areas do you work in? Because real estate agents actually pay for being part of the real estate ad search, I forget what it's called, services. And real estate agents do not pay for every area. And also, more important than just what information they have access to at the top of their fingertips, it wouldn't make a ton of sense if you are, buying a condo in downtown Portland to work with a real estate agent who, really only does country 10-acre plus properties. There's a real mismatch there, and there are specialized skills for, areas outside of the city limits versus, condos in the city. The next one that you want to ask is about the team. So, I find most of my clients actually like working with one person and one point of contact, but there are a bunch of real estate teams where they have a phone person, they have sort of a principal agent, they have someone else that actually goes and views homes with you. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you should know up front sort of what system you're signing up for. The next question I'd be asking is, how many transactions have you done in the last 12 months? And I'm not trying to, again, look down on anybody who's just starting out, but if someone's only done a couple transactions in the last year, especially if they're not the type you're doing, it'd be really hard to say they have a lot of experience, or at least current experience. At the same time, you may not want to work with an agent who did 80 transactions last year, because you're going to be a small part of their world and you might want to be a bigger part of their world. And there's nothing wrong with that. You should absolutely ask for referrals to contact. It's sort of the same idea as, you don't want to spend a lot of time with someone who doesn't have any friends. It's because probably they don't play nice with others, and you don't need to go through that and find out again. And just about every real estate agent I know could easily give you a referral. Even other professional referrals might be pretty useful, like myself or whatever. You should definitely ask for their license number and Google it online and just make sure they're approved in your area and that there are no lawsuits going on or anything like that. Again, how many clients does somebody have right now? So if somebody as a buyer's agent is helping more than like 4, 5, 10 clients, how much time are they going to have for you? That's a really relevant question, and it's fair and it's important. At the end of the day, you're doing the biggest transaction of your life in all likelihood. And for the real estate agent, they are getting compensated very nicely for a very large transaction. So you should expect individual attention and service. And if somebody is, trying to juggle 20 other people right now, how much of their day can they really give you? And that is an important thing to consider. The last couple, will they require you to sign a buyer's compensation agreement? So what I'm really talking about is you can sign with a real estate agent to sort of protect you as their client. And it goes both ways. It helps incentivize the real estate agent to really invest time and energy in you, knowing that you just can't finish the transaction with someone else and they don't get paid. And that's a fair thing to talk about and worry about. And then also, this is more of a thing if you are potentially going to land on a for sale by owner or a new construction, or there are some couple other things. If the real estate agent normally on the listing for any given house, it says something like, total compensation's 3% and the buyer's agent gets 1.5% of the sales price. That's those aren't necessarily the right numbers, but that's kind of normal verbiage. But every once in a while, you'll find a listing that has, 0 compensation for the buyer's agent or really low compensation. So you might want to ask your real estate agent, hey, if that happens, what do you expect from me? Are we going to have to set aside some extra money in closing costs to make sure that you're fairly compensated? Anyways, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. It is John Wolf at Get Rich Slow with John Wolf. Like, share, and subscribe. Please, if you have more questions, reach out, 503-890-1919. Have an awesome day. Bye.